Hello, friends! Today we're going to talk about something that has scientists around the world jumping with excitement. NASA's Perseverance rover may have found the best evidence yet of ancient life on Mars. Now, let's be clear. This doesn't mean little green Martians are walking around today. No aliens running around, I'm afraid. But it might mean that billions of years ago, tiny microbes lived on Mars. These are super small life forms, so tiny you can't see them without a microscope. So, what did Perseverance find? And why is everyone talking about leopard spots on a Martian rock? Let's break it down. Perseverance landed on Mars in February 2021 in a place called Jezero crater. Imagine a giant dry lakebed, the size of a small city. A long time ago, water flowed in and out of this crater through rivers, forming a lake. The soil in Jezero is special. It's rich in clay minerals, which only form in the presence of water. Clay is excellent at preserving tiny things like fossils or even traces of microbes. Scientists call this a perfect place to look for ancient life, because if life existed on Mars, this is where it would leave clues. Think of it like looking for treasure in a place where you already know treasure was hidden long ago. While exploring, Perseverance spotted a rock called Jezero Falls. On this rock were tiny spots that the scientists nicknamed leopard spots and poppy seeds. These spots are super tiny, from 0.2 millimeters to 1 millimeter. That's smaller than the tip of a pencil. But inside these spots, Perseverance found organic compounds including carbon, phosphorus, and iron, the building blocks of life. Even more exciting, they found special minerals called vivianite and graphite. On Earth, these minerals are usually made by microbes. For example, some microbes eat iron instead of oxygen and produce these minerals as waste. So these spots could be fossilized traces of ancient microbial activity. Imagine looking at your sandwich and finding tiny crumbs left by someone who ate it long ago. That's kind of what scientists are doing with this rock. Could it be life? Before we get too excited, scientists are careful. Maybe these spots formed without any life. Could heat, volcanoes, or acidic water have caused them? Well, scientists looked at the rock carefully. Nearby, they found a mineral called olivine. Olivine dissolves very quickly in acidic water. Since it's still there, the environment could not have been acidic enough to form these spots without life. This means that while we cannot yet say for sure that it's life, it's the most promising clue we've ever found on Mars. It's like a mystery, and Perseverance has given us the first big clue. So how do we know for sure? We need to bring the rock back to Earth. Perseverance has already collected a sample called Sapphire Canyon, tucked safely inside a tube. Future missions will send spacecraft to pick up these samples, launch them into orbit around Mars, and finally bring them back to Earth. Once scientists have the samples in labs, they can do more detailed tests. They will look for signs of life like chirality, which means life prefers one hand of molecules over another. They will also look at carbon isotopes, which can show whether carbon was processed by living organisms. If these patterns match life, we may finally have confirmation that Mars once had microbes. If life existed on Mars billions of years ago, it means Mars was habitable for much longer than we thought. It also raises amazing questions. Did life start on Earth, Mars, or both? Could rocks traveling between planets have carried microbes, a process called panspermia? Maybe Earth and Mars shared life long ago. Even if it's not life, this discovery teaches us about Mars itself. Mars is like a time capsule, showing what Earth may have looked like billions of years ago, before life changed everything here. NASA has created a confidence of life detection scale, which ranks how likely discoveries are to indicate life. Right now, the Jezero discovery is maybe a level 3 or 4 out of 7. It's promising, but not definitive. If scientists bring the samples home and confirm life, it could move up to level 6, and maybe even level 7 if we find the same evidence elsewhere on Mars. This would be one of the most important discoveries in human history. So, have we really found life on Mars? Not yet, but we might be closer than ever. Perseverance has found tiny spots, organic compounds, and minerals that suggest life could have existed. Whether we confirm life or not, this discovery is incredible. Mars is helping us understand our own planet, our origins, and the possibility of life elsewhere in the universe. The universe is full of mysteries, and who knows? Maybe one day we'll finally answer the question, are we really alone? Keep looking up because space has many more secrets waiting for us.